you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Gillian. Thanks for the invite. This is 19 Non-Sequiturs, a post-truth Pecha Kucha. My name's Neil McGuire. I'm a designer and a reformed design academic, no longer practicing. And I am, Gillian called me the exotic outsider, and that's because I'm from Glasgow. So Glasgow, city famous for shipbuilding, work-ins, Red Clydeside, and the time that Justin Bieber went to the Blue Lagoon, because that was amazing, wasn't it? So that was absolutely fantastic. So I love Glasgow. There's a saying, if you're tired of Glasgow, you probably live in Glasgow. Now, I wasn't expecting Anthony to be here tonight, having nicked possibly a still from one of his films. But anyway, here is Donald Trump. He's pointing at some nature. These guys, they've heard about him. They're wearing their pussy protectors here and here. There was a bit in that was quite important that I ran out of time for. But anyway, this is MDF PDF. You can download this from my website. It comes in standard sheet sizes, 2x440 millimeters by 1x220 millimeters. It's 1 pixel thick. You can duplicate it ad infinitum, and it's sustainable. Okay, so when I'm elected president, this is the bit that I missed out. But anyway. All right, just go with it. When I'm elected president, all lifts will be forced not to work in cooperation, controlled by a computer, but will be forced to operate to free market values, competing with each other, to try and ferry as many passengers up and down as they can. Entertain this thought for a second. Our art schools are becoming increasingly unable to sustain or maybe even tolerate creative or imaginative thought. If you agree with that, go to notionalartschool.org. Thank you. This is a project that I did a couple of years ago, just before the Scottish referendum, actually, because I was kind of interested in the idea of nationalism and nationality. It's called Voluntary Nationality Agency, and it's the idea that your nationality isn't defined by your parentage or where you're born or where you lived, but is defined by a smartphone app where you get to choose. And because I'm a graphic designer, obviously I want to be Dutch, so that would be my choice. Now, you might not know this, but it's not without good reason that Dundee is often referred to as the 51st state of America. The Bay Bridge and the Tay Bridge, see what I did there, are just two sides of the same Silicon Bitcoin startup co-working hub. This is another project from just a couple of years back. This is a drone cafetiere on the left here. It's coming to Kickstarter soon. We've heard a lot about Kickstarter. It's based on Sadler's Tanks. So Sadler's Tanks was a ceramic teapot, which came out around about the time of the First World War. A teapot that contained there was a tank. Okay, so as President of the United States of America, I will extend the arms of friendship across to the UK, where Theresa May is struggling with Brexit, and I will attempt to enact Schrodinger's Brexit, where Brexit means both Brexit and not Brexit at the same time. As President of the United States, I will repeal the invention of email. I will uninvent email. This is Ray Tomlinson. This awful bastard is the first person to send an email. So imagine this, right? Imagine you've got to hold down a full-time job and write 15, 20, 25 maybe reasonably coherent letters at the same time every day, right? Bins. So if you wanted to throw out a bin, would you put it in a bin? Like would you put it in a bigger bin? I don't know. So anyway, that's bins. In an attempt to eradicate sectarianism in Scotland, I will introduce conceptual penalties to all old firm matches. The ball doesn't have to go in the net necessarily. The teams have to enact a short avant-garde performance instead. Which would do, I think, more than the Offensive Behaviour at Football Act. Okay, in an effort to wipe out terrorism, I would introduce entirely naked travelling. So this sort of naturist flights would make it difficult for people to smuggle things on the plane, but also the general ambiance, sort of bonhomie of everyone being naked would be fundamentally unsuited to anyone of a totalitarian disposition. This is for the audience online only. So just talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Okay, so that was just for the online audience. Okay, we're going to build a wall. We're going to build a wall around Broughty Ferry. Yeah, and who is going to pay for that wall? That's right. The folk who live in Broughty Ferry are going to pay for that wall, and it's going to be a fabulous wall. It's going to be such a fabulous wall. Okay, Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ, myth or mystic to some, Son of God, Savior of mankind to others. But I think that we can all agree that Jesus was quite a big attention seeker. So that's Jesus. Okay, 1996, wannabe Spice Girls, 2 minutes 52 of power, girl power pop to top of the chart for 7 weeks. 1987, Donald Dewar secures a pre-legislative referendum for Scottish Parliament. 2016, the Scottish Government beta website. The flag corners are both there and they're not there as well, so they're kind of, what's that all about? Yes. So capitalism is maybe inefficient. Maybe it's not evil, maybe it's not terrible, maybe it's just really, really inefficient. Yes. This is the bit where I hadn't really thought through how this would all come together. So yes, good people of Dundee, you're now faced with the choice at the 11th hour between a lying, misogynistic, abusive man or a lying woman who struggles with issues related to mail servers and IP addresses, and me as well at the 11th hour. Choose wisely.
Yes, all I'd hope for and more. Thank you.